My name is Michael Gallo Jr. from Des Moines, Iowa. Everything was fine. Never used drugs intentionally. It was more of a surgery, like a lot of stories. And it snowballed. And as I'm sure a lot of stories go, rehab after rehab in the US, just cold turkey, 30, 45, 60 days, 90 days, never worked. When I started using, it was to alleviate pain from a surgery, after which I found out I needed it. Unfortunately, I had to find my own means of other sources. I met a bad pharmacist who would, I don't know if you want me to go into detail, but like a lot of pharmacists, when Vicodin is expired, they're supposed to destroy it, which he wasn't, and he was selling it to us and many other people. I thought when he got indicted that was a godsend, probably about my first rehab. After that, it was oxys. They became very expensive, hard to find. Then I was introduced to heroin. I was fortunate enough never to use a needle. Doesn't necessarily mitigate the effect of it. And then fentanyl came around. So here I am, back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. Losing everything all the time. Jobs, trust, family. I started stealing. I couldn't even look at I took mirrors down. I didn't even want to look at myself. I had no emotion. I missed out on a lot. I missed out on a lot of weddings. I missed out on a lot of funerals. Funerals I did go to, I felt like I wasn't even there, and it wasn't me. And I knew it the whole time. And I was good at hiding it. And that's the scariest part is, you know, you can tell somebody you're not on it and they won't know. I lost 2 businesses. In the grace of God, I still have my job I got over a year ago. So I was surfing on TikTok one day and it popped up and I thought, well, this is strange. I've never heard of this. Plant medicine. I mean, I'm used to petroleum-based crap that, you know, Rockefeller decided to think we all needed. I'd never done a psychedelic trip. I tried LSD once, and then I had a dear friend of mine. He went and did it, and he was as bad as I was, and he came back a changed man, like a changed man. I talked to him while he was down there on his, what you guys call a gray day, which is the day after, and he cried to me. And I thought to myself, well, this is strange because I haven't cried in 15 years over nothing. I mean, even terrible things that have happened that I should have cried my eyes out about, couldn't cry. And so to see him like that, I knew then that something bigger than me is telling me to do something. And so with everything that I had, I researched. My soul came in contact with you. I ended up here because the testimonials that I was able to find online. And like we've talked about, that how can so many people say that this works and be lying about it? You know, no one's gonna lie about, hey, I've been using opiates for 15 years and now I'm free, clear. What I think's the most beautiful part about all this is it took away the residual kind of effects of using, which is no depression, no anxiety. I had incredible amounts of guilt and shame, which have been lifted. It doesn't mean I'm not remorseful. It just means that it's not going to hold me down any longer. And I think I've cried to everybody here. You know, I owe you guys my life. You saved my life. Yeah, so when I got here, I had my doubts, obviously. You guys did an incredible job keeping me comfortable, because that's a huge concern with people. You know, no one wants to go to rehab and suffer for 30, 60, 90 days. You know, I've done that multiple times. Been in jail, suffering. That was so relieving to know that, you know, I wasn't gonna, because usually in that suffering part is when I'd bail. You know, I'm in so much pain, I'm gone. The people here checked on me. They had an EKG on me all the time. You know what I noticed here that I thought was the most beautiful thing was anytime somebody gets here in the morning, they all hug each other. It's you don't see that ever anywhere. And I thought that was really special. I really did. I felt like these people they really don't understand what they're doing. I mean, they do, but you know, it's so much more than what I'm sure they think. I wasn't scared. I wasn't anxious. I wasn't nervous. I was just ready. Just ready. I didn't care what happened. I was just ready. My Ibogaine experience at Beond was, I was reborn. I've lost a lot of friends over the years. A part of me wondered why I was even here and why I even deserved it. But my experience helped me deal with a lot of that. You know, people think maybe if they do this, they'll come out with just no withdrawal symptoms. No. No. You come out with so much more. And I mean, like, I'm talking insight, clarity, questions answered. You know, even people with, you know, I've even had PTSD from being in jail. You know, I can't, it's so hard to put into words, but it was the most beautiful thing. The most beautiful thing. I've never experienced anything more beautiful in my life. I really haven't. And it's one of those things that I kind of related to, like, you know, if say somebody passes away and they, you know, are lifted up and they go to their place. You can't explain it. It's hard to explain, but all I know is it worked. It worked. I was at the end. I mean, I think I would have, if I would have given myself another 6 months to a year, because I was at a point where I wasn't feeling much of the drug anymore. And I considered using needles. I really did. And people do, and I know people that do, you know, and I see them, and it's sad. I would say, you know, Suboxone, methadone, it's a trap. It is an absolute trap. I had to go to rehab for Suboxone. It took me 60 days and I was just as bad as I walked in. Methadone, same way. They don't want this in the US. I can already tell, but I know that they're doing trials in Miami. I know that there's, you know, hopefulness. Do everything you can to get down here. Everything. Call, talk, you know, get sponsorships, get scholarships, get any means you can to get down here, because it'll be your last straw. It will be your last straw. I mean, like I said, you saved my life. I would say change nothing. Everything you guys do is it's for the soul. I like I've said, I feel reborn. I feel like I am reborn, and I owe this place everything. I really do. And maybe one day, maybe I can open a clinic sometime, because I can see the gratitude in your face every time you see people come out of here and how happy people are, because shit, I haven't smiled in a long time. I felt safe because you guys have nurses on staff 24 hours a day, checking on you 24 hours a day. They made proper precautions. So I had a little bit of high blood pressure. They waited a little bit for me to take mine, and then they waited a little bit for me to take my booster dose. So in that sense, you know, they really make sure that, you know, they're doing it at the right time. They're not putting you at any risk. If you've never tripped before, it's not what you think it is. It's not scary. If there are scary parts, trust me, they're not that scary. And in the end of it, you'll get exactly what the Ibogaine needs to give you. And it gave me everything.